No, that's what I think. Big undertaking. I was trying to read these. Because right here. She did right here. I'll read this one.
I wish that
Oh, hi, Alan. How you doing?
I don't think that. I'm talking about the front street. Who wants me to start? Plat? I've got my gavel. Y'all ready? Miss Claudia?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight with thanksgiving for this beautiful day that you have given us. And we also thank you for this opportunity that we can do the business of Marion County. Be with us now. Open our hearts and our minds so that we will be focused on the work that is in front of us. And it's in your Son, our Savior's name, Jesus, that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Are you telling them, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We sure appreciate everybody showing up today. With that said, we'll get started with the minutes. Judge.
Chairman?
Yep.
I've got a couple of corrections on the May minutes. I'm going to try and, so everyone can go, if you go down under the title New Business, you go down to the first, second, third, fourth paragraph. I'll read the sentence, and maybe you can see where it's at. Justice White stated that there is a state law that specifically says that the law enforcement funds, and it's really must, but it was much, M-U-C-H, not M-U-S-T, be turned over to the treasurer. That needs to be corrected.
Okay, they've been messed. Okay.
Also, in regards to the ordinances that were discussed in past, ordinance 2021-37, we discussed about the emblems and the lettering asset numbers. The third issue was the assignment of the personnel to the vehicles on the inventory list that was omitted. And I think for clarification, that should be, that's all I found. Not trying to be picky, but.
No, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
I'll fix it.
On the floor here. I guess so. I ain't got my gavel. Judge, may I?
Were we discussed and failed the motion to pass in the clerk's office? I would just like, I don't want to rehash the whole argument, but I would just like something to be said in there about the discussion of the timesheets. Because there was a lengthy discussion about having two different sets of timesheets that's absent in the minutes there. For both ways, in all honesty. I mean, that's a stiff statement that was being made.
Anyone else? All right, we'll continue with the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Treasurer report.
County general fund balance is $794,755.51. Today's balance for county road is $1,047,470.22. I think it's supposed to be 2 cents. Total funds under my responsibility, $5,996,881.31. We've not received any funds from FEMA. Sales tax for this month was $137,686, up from the prior year, $30,980.95. For the year we are, I'm sorry, I have to retype this. For the year we are in sales tax, $69,864.30. Jail bond sales tax was $101,405.64.
Is it 60 cents under sales tax this month? There must be a zero missing.
I believe so. I believe that is supposed to be a zero. I'll look it up, and if you'd like me to email the correct one, I will.
Question?
Go ahead.
Mr. Treasurer, could you please, you send us every month, send them daily, I think now, a fund balance report.
Yes.
And the way I'm interpreting this is a summary of the end of the month fund balances.
Well, the fund balance,
Like you said, county general and stuff like that.
yeah, it's the balances as of today, when I did it this morning.
Thank you.
Anyone else got any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The assessor report. OEM report.
Everything just pretty much ordinary business. The only thing we did different this month, we didn't do a generator. It's a simple tower. We kept having troubles with that old generator, so we had to replace the generator with a new one. All the other things that tremendously bad wreck we had yesterday afternoon out at Plat.
Anyone got any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? D911.
For the month of May, we received 770 total calls. Of those calls, 540 were 911 calls, 230 were landline or radio calls. We had some staffing changes. We had one that put in her notice. She left, and then within a few days later, she asked if she could come back. She had wished she had never left us. So we gained her back. That's good. We experienced some technical issues. We had to replace the generator and some battery backups at some of the towers. We've got those fully operational now. We've had a few minor issues with radios where we lost power in one of the storms. Got those brought back up pretty quickly, so we were thankful of that. We're working on some issues with toning out for the fire departments. We're gonna try to get those done on a more frequent basis. And I've got a separate spreadsheet that my dispatchers are tracking those departments that are not responding.
so that I can reach one-on-one with their fire chiefs and try to work out, we usually do standalone pages for them and try to work out what some of their issues are. Other than that, we're all good.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question. I don't know if you're prepared to handle it right now. What would you estimate the number of calls that you get that don't have a 911 address for residents?
I hate to guesstimate
Okay.
that because we get so many abandoned calls, and usually when that happens, there's no address. They abandon the phone call or the caller hangs up before the system's had enough time in order to populate that address. So most of your abandoned calls are like that. Now, if it's a good 911 call where somebody's placing a legitimate 911 call and we're talking to them, we're getting their phone number, their address, the majority of those, we are getting very good addresses and locations. We're able to track it down and give step-by-step directions on how to get to their location.
I went looking for it. I don't have it in this computer. There was an ordinance, I'll say 1994, requiring utilities that provided power to a property, they obtain a 911 address.
Yes, sir. I believe that is still into effect.
Okay.
Of course, most of that pertains to landline phone calls.
Yes.
You know, and so since that was adopted back many years ago, so many more people have cell phones now. And so that's where we're getting some disconnect on with the addresses and that sort of thing. So we have to be able to stay on the line long enough for the system to be able to track their locations, ping the towers, track their locations. But as long as we're on the phone with them and they don't hang up or we lose connection, we're able to obtain a good address.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Grant report?
There's no additions to the report I've submitted. Nothing is-
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Law enforcement report. I don't know if anybody's here to give to the sheriff. He had to go, he's at the sheriff's convention. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Library report. Fire board
Wait,
report.
I have a question at the library. The last time we received something from the librarian was in regards to opening up on Saturday, and she was gonna run it past her board. Have we heard what the board had to say about opening up on Saturday?
The last I heard from the board, they said they didn't have to do anything Quorum Court said. But other than that, I've not heard anything from the library.
Okay.
Anybody else?
How do we go about getting it open on Saturday?
I guess talk to their board, unless y'all want to step up to the right thing. And,
Mr. Chairman, I got a suggestion. They meet the second Thursday of the month at 5 o'clock. Possibly for us to get on the agenda and go there and talk about it.
Okay.
Would you repeat that? They meet what Thursday?
It's the second Thursday of every month. I didn't know it. I went and looked at the website and saw it, and at 5 o'clock is what I saw on the website,
Where at?
at the library.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Fire board.
You have my financial report, the event income consists of fair ad sales, fair book ad sales, and video sponsorship, that's what that $3,500 is. Annual repairs and maintenance, $347.56 was supplies for the plumbing repairs. We do have, our next meeting is July 6th at 7 p.m. The fair is August 31st through September 4th. We have a rodeo, the 24th and 25th of September. Music on the Square has going to be at our fair on that Saturday also.
Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Road report. We turned in $250,000 worth of disaster. I think we're gonna get approved. The number just keeps adding up. Right there, you see all the roads that's been washed out, the washouts that we've been working on. Anybody got any questions on that?
I ask a question, Jeff, on the roads, that FEMA money we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Are the roads that are washed out, I don't want to say it this way, it doesn't sound right, are they being upgraded to try to, some areas you can't, they're down at the bottom, they're gonna wash out, but try to reduce it so that they don't happen on the same roads? Is that
Well, we
even
got-
possible?
We got several bridges washed out, culverts washed out. You know, a lot of the roads around here, as you know, you can't hardly get a grader down more or less.
Yeah.
Build them up, but, you know, we're gonna upgrade what we can, but
Okay.
anybody else? All in favor? Any opposed? Let's stand. Query report. They just been crushing rock. We started making chip and seal, but we had to go back to crushing base to put on the roads. So we're hauling out more than we're taking in. I think we hauled out probably 40 loads today. But anybody got any questions? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Solid waste report. Stephen, he's still off. I think he's finished, to be honest with you. I don't think he'll ever come back, so we're gonna hold on to make sure that's the case. Fire chief's report.
Should have a copy of fire calls. At our last meeting, I polled chiefs who were there about dispatch was better or not. Because I really can't speak for all of them. The last meeting they asked me, so I polled them all. And it was pretty well overwhelming that the dispatch was much better. Just wanted to let you know on that.
Appreciate it.
Also about 911, we've been trying to do the radio test. We appreciate that. They specifically called me to do a test for Brunel. And we did that test, but they cannot hear me on my handheld radio, either on Central or South Tower. And we've got, of course, this is through the county, we've got this problem. But at some point in the future, we're going to have to address this because it is a safety issue, really, when firefighters cannot contact dispatch.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I think you can put a tower every mile and we would still not have the proper coverage because of the hills and valleys.
That's going to be true.
Yeah.
But we do need some more repeaters
Yeah.
at some point for the county.
I'll agree with you.
If it weren't for our cell phones right now calling dispatch, we'd be in trouble.
That's the question, Mr. Chairman. You're saying about more repeaters. On the page out, is that analog or is that digital?
We can get the page on analog,
Well, that's,
but they can't hear us back on digital.
so you're using analog to page out, and you're using digital to go back to 911?
Yes. We have to use digital because they've taken the analog channels away from us to communicate them. That's why we had to go to digital to begin with. Federal government took those channels away.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else?
Anything else?
I just wanted to clarify that when you turn out on the console automatically turns out analog, and then it switches over to digital. So it's the digital, like you said, is where we're having issues with certain locations. Some areas are great, but there are certain areas that we have pinpointed that
Yeah.
There's just not a whole lot that we can do. We try to go into standalone radios. Sometimes we get a little bit better reception that way.
What I had noticed, and I'm talking, I was on 10 years, and just driving around, I look at some of the towers, some of the antennas are on top of a water tower, or I'll say a 100-foot tower, versus I see other areas where their towers are, I know that Clark Ridge repeater up at Bolton Road, I'll bet you that tower is 200 feet high. I can hit that tower from .16. So I know in a hilly terrain, you're gonna have trouble with analog for sure. Okay, thank you.
All right, Rick.
Yeah, this isn't a problem that we're just saying we can't do it and stop. This is a continuing effort to try to correct it, right?
That is
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
Anyone else? Appreciate it. Plan board?
We don't have any new subdivisions proposed or before us right now, Judge, and the next meeting will be on September 2nd.
Budget and personnel? Well, Miss Joyce is all sick. She called a while ago and said she was sick, she wasn't gonna be here, so, whoever's at the budget meeting, they need to talk about anything, or we all good?
From, our secretary, there's a copy. I'm sure there's extra copies if someone.
Law Enforcement Committee,
We haven't met.
Solid Waste Committee, procedures, old business. We got a ordinance 2129. I think this is the last reading.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Ordinance 2021, and this is the third reading of this ordinance. Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending ordinance 2012-17, standards and regulations for the development and subdivision of land. The Marion County Planning Board suggests the following revisions to provide a clearer definition of a subdivision, a disclosure of private roads, and a reasonable time frame from preliminary plat review. So the following changes are provided. Article 1, amend Chapter 2, definitions, Part 14, subdivision to read as follows. Subdivision. For the purpose of these regulations, a subdivision shall be defined as a division of a tract of land or parcel into 3 or more lots, any one of which is less than 5 acres, and all of the lots are intended to be developed for the individual unit of ownership. B, the division of a tract of land or parcel into 3 or more lots of 5 acres or more, which are located on existing state or county roads, are not classified as a subdivision. C, the division of a tract of land or parcel into 2 or more lots of 10 acres or less, and of lots intended to be developed for the individual unit ownership. For any subdivision, a formal plat shall be submitted to the county planning board. This plat will clearly show the location, size, right-of-way, width, and easements for all new access roads and or streets to be dedicated when submitted to the county planning board. A letter shall also accompany that plat agreeing to build new access roads and or streets in accordance with the Marion County roads and highway specifications. A formal plat need not be provided to the Marion County Planning Board if the division of the tract of land or parcel does not meet the definition of a subdivision, and or when a new access, interior roads, and or streets are not dedicated or classified as county roads. When new access, interior roads, and or streets are not dedicated or classified as county roads, declaration of private road stating shall be recorded with each individual unit of the ownership. The declaration of private roads cannot be rescinded, changed, or altered unless the new access, interior roads, and or streets meet Marion County road and highway specifications and written approval of the county judges obtained. Article 2, amend Chapter 3, procedure for plat approval to read as follows. Section 3, preliminary plat approval procedure. 3, action by planning board. Within 60 days after submission, the planning board shall indicate its approval, disapproval, or conditional approval of the plat. The reasons for disapproval shall be stated in writing. Article 3, create a declaration of private road, see attached, which is attached.
Motion.
You got a motion?
Second.
Got a second by Mike. Anybody that talk about this?
Justice Scrimmel,
Yes.
Justice Nichols?
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Brigham.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did she forget you? You forgot Justice Shipman.
I'm sorry. Hi, Justice Shipman. Snuck it on.
He also wants a paycheck. Don't forget his paycheck.
Are we gonna, any more old business we need to talk about?
Yes, I have down the ordinance that was tabled last month regarding the refund to CoreLogic.
You got what, Ms. Dawn?
The ordinance that we tabled last month, ordinance 2135 regarding the refund to CoreLogic from the collector's office.
That one was Wells Fargo. First one was Wells Fargo, the second one was CoreLogic.
I'm sorry, you're right, Wells Fargo. I read the wrong new business.
Is that the 2035?
Yes, 2135. Ordinance 2135 being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to refund property taxes for 2019 collected in error. Article 1, a refund shall be issued to Wells Fargo Real Estate Tax Service, 4101 Wiseman, San Antonio, Texas, 78251 by the Marion County Treasurer. Flip and rule to 92092 subtract City of Bull Shoals, 8855 subtract Bull Shoals City Streets, 3795 subtract Bull Shoals Fire, 3795 subtract County General, 12650 subtract County Library, 2277 subtract County Road Split, 3795 subtract other taxes, 18 subtract total for $1,290.59. This ordinance is here enacted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion. Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? Anybody need to talk about this?
You will change May to June? Dawn,
I'm sorry,
you will change the date from May to June?
yes.
I believe the reason that we tabled it is because there was a question about it on what had happened that led up to this, to cause this.
The mortgage company paid the wrong parcel. And then they wanted the money back so they could pay the correct parcel.
I don't think that, I didn't have the question. That's what somebody asked and I don't remember if they had, I don't remember who it was. But so you said it, that a mortgage company just paid the wrong taxes because they were just like given the wrong form or?
They get the information from the apprentice.
Yeah.
And they request certain parcel numbers and they've just gotten the wrong parcel number and paid the wrong taxes.
That's all I had to.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question. I received a letter, May 26th.
Yeah.
That being blamed for thousands of dollars for mistakes. You said you took great exception. I take great exception being accused of something I never did.
He did.
Well, then send it to him.
No, my point,
It's recorded, you can look at YouTube.
I look you straight in the eye and tell you that I asked why we have so many mistakes in Marion County, because we pay all these money on these ordinances, and every month you go back, and I guarantee you there's at least one or two where we made mistakes.
Who made mistakes?
Last month we had one paying out of the wrong account. We paid from the collector's office or clerk's office to the assessor's office, and we had to have a correction where we had to pay it back to one another.
Not me.
I'm
I'm
just-
just saying, I just take great exception to be blamed for something like that where it was not my fault.
We made $11,000 mistake that Tanya Epps made her office
That was her
that she
apprentice.
said it was none of our business that she made that mistake, and she told me it was $50, then it went up to $100, then it went up to $200. It was 10,000 or something, because the guy that made the mistake he kept on calling me wanting his money. We had 13,000 in county general and couldn't pay it back. Now, that's the truth.
I believe you.
We can call the man. I got his number on my
When
phone.
you accuse, you know.
I'm not accusing nobody, I got facts.
Mr.
There's
Chairman,
no accused.
the only thing, the comment I'll have on the third paragraph, about the court orders that, the system has worked for years.
Yes.
Well, I know they've worked for years, but if you read the law, it's up to the county judge who authorizes the court order. I'm not in favor of court orders, because in the past, not many people could see the transaction, and the judge has cited he's not gonna do that unless he really needs to. So I personally don't,
A system that's worked for 20 years.
well, I know it's worked for
And
20
I
years.
have auditors who audit every nickel I take in.
I don't think this is about the audit or the
I just.
procedure, how we do business. I think it's about this ordinance right here.
Okay, thank you.
So let's carry on.
Okay, so that's the one, and I've got another one that's added in the new business.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Has this been transferred out of funds or line items?
Line items.
It is.
So this is just money that we owe to this fellow because he paid on air and we just need to refund him
The mortgage company, yes.
to mortgage.
So our apprentice made this mistake. I will call apprentice tomorrow. All right, go ahead.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmage.
Yes,
Thank you.
For old business,
All right, go ahead.
we talked about our attorney situation. I know Rick has been in touch with them. If we could get an update.
I talked to the prosecuting attorney today. I think Chris would be better at saying what their side is. At this point, the way I look at it, we have no contract and we've never done an ordinance on a county lawyer or a quorum court lawyer. What we're going to need to do, and we've been asked by the judge, is to put out an ordinance allowing the county to have a county lawyer. If I'm saying it right, and I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but if I'm understanding it right, what the prosecuting attorney has told me at this point is if we hire a county lawyer, that county lawyer would become the lawyer for the quorum court too. Is that correct?
Mr. Chairman?
Hold on, man. He's done ask Chris a question. Hold on, Mike.
Yeah, I will.
So at this point, I'm still reviewing what our options are to see if that's the case, but we need to proceed forward with an ordinance to allow the county to have a lawyer. 'Cause that's- go ahead.
There may not be an ordinance, but in 2001, the county hired Sam. Don't know if an ordinance got lost, don't know if it was done by court order, but then all the monies have been appropriated every year. In fact, money is appropriated this year to pay him. We checked with the Attorney General's office and the prosecuting coordinator's office, and they indicated that, the money's appropriated to hire a private attorney. To do a cleanup, it would probably be a good idea to pass an ordinance.
Yes.
And like I said, it's probably there in some form, but my understanding is in 2006, because Judge Beaumont was county judge in 2001. My understanding is in 2006, a lot of the old court orders and everything were just tossed.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Well, will the private attorney be the court attorney or just the elected officials?
The law sets out what the duties are. They have to attend the court meeting. They have to review and represent the county.
The private attorney. represents the Quorum Court as well as the judge, the collector.
That's correct.
Okay.
There's a,
But let me say this too. By ordinance, you can require more or can require less.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
hold on a minute, Rick, Max first.
sure. 1414-902,
Pull that up, Mike.
yeah, it's very clear. I'm gonna read it, because I think we were misunderstood. The prosecuting attorney or his deputy serving each county shall serve as the legal counsel of the quorum court unless otherwise provided by county ordinance. A county court, that's us, may by ordinance provide for the appropriation of county funds for the employment of an alternative legal counsel to serve the county court. Right, in the past, Sam was serving both unknown to us. And now this is what we asked about, having the prosecuting attorney or we get another one. And that becomes, because Sam represents all elected officials, we might get into some discussion, how can you serve the purpose of both equally? Can. But that's what the law, that's 1414-902.
Yeah, and in 1991, there was a attorney's general's opinion that the prosecuting attorney would represent y'all, but you might want to read that more. But that was come from the county's lawyer. Yes, sir.
Where I'm at right now on this whole deal is the law says that absent the ordinance, the prosecutor is our attorney. And I've texted him a couple times and haven't got any response. So right now, I don't believe I have an attorney at all that can answer my questions, because we don't have any agreement with Mr. Pastings. David doesn't respond to the text. So I guess I'm a little bit of a liability out here, not having any direction.
Go ahead, Mr. Rick.
The law has two laws, one for the county attorney and one for the quorum court attorney. What has happened is the confusion over Sam, whether it's a quorum court lawyer or a county lawyer, it starts with an ordinance. And this is the problem. There is no ordinance, and never was an ordinance. The contract that was written, 20 years old, whatever it was, does not exist. We don't know if there was a time limit on it. We don't know who it was for. We don't know anything about it. At this point, we need to correct the problem, take the first step, get a county lawyer, and we'll keep continuing. As far as our prosecuting attorney, I've been in contact with him for the last 3 weeks. He's doing cases out of town. He's been 2 weeks over in Boone County. He was over here all day today. He's got a real tight schedule, and he just today said that Chris is up to date on this stuff and is trying to work with us a little, but at this point, we're going to have to rely on Sam like we always have, and we'll keep getting through it.
I've got an ordinance somewhere, but I didn't put it in the packet this time for Sam. And had an ordinance, an appropriation ordinance, but apparently we didn't get it in the packets. But I'll have one next month. Go ahead.
Chris, if the ordinance that the judge has clarifies that Sam is the county attorney, not the quorum court's attorney, at that point,
Here's.
I can tell you what the ordinance says before you speak. The ordinance says he will represent every elected official but the quorum court.
But
okay,
the
but the quorum court.
Yes, he shall not represent the quorum court. That was per the quorum court's request. Most of them didn't want Sam. So
Now,
that's what the ordinance says. And Sam is all on board with that. So that'd be up to the prosecuting attorney now.
the 91 Attorney General's opinion talks about the various multiple statutes. Because our legislature, like the Arkansas Supreme Court, frequently speaks out of both sides of its mouth and passes stuff that don't exactly jive with each other. Because the legislature says that the prosecutor is the county attorney and represents the court. They also say that in another section that if you create a position of county attorney, they do all these things, including representing the quorum court. The one thing I can tell you that is pretty clear is if the county gets sued, then you have to have an attorney other than the prosecutor represent you, because that's not in their duties. That's the one guarantee I have.
I ain't got no.
Reading that opinion, the 1991 Attorney General's opinion, and it's long. It's like 6, 7, 8 pages. Everybody needs to get a copy of that and read it. And I think the judge has a copy.
I know we furnish the prosecutor furnishes one for Baxter County. I know we furnish one from Newton County, and I don't know how many other counties y'all furnish them for, but. All right, let's roll on.
Before we move on, if I've got a question today, a legal question,
Right.
who do I send it to?
I guess.
Well-
Call Baxter County's prosecuting attorney or Newton County's.
Can I make a
We
short
pay them for
statement?
part of it.
Alan, the way it's worded, the prosecuting attorney or his deputy, unless we have an ordinance. We don't have an ordinance, so it's very clear. It's either the prosecuting attorney or he assigns a deputy. And that's the story. Unless we decide, for whatever reason, we want to create an ordinance. But it's very clear here.
It's less clear when you read the Attorney General's opinions.
It's really less clear whenever you text everybody and nobody responds. You don't get a response from anybody.
No, I haven't been text, but I probably will.
You will be tonight.
I'm sure. Look, I've had a long, Thursday I was in Mountain Home, Friday in Harrison, because we have
Hey,
jury
Mr.
trials.
Chris, if they don't claim what we're talking about, we don't care about that.
Well, I don't want to be texting tonight, I won't be asleep.
Order. Goose Browell.
I was on Quorum Court when they hired Sam Payton. And the reason the deputy prosecuting attorney always done our business. Where it's right, wrong, even wrong, I don't know. And Bill Beaumont was elected county judge, and he couldn't tell Jennifer Carter what to do. So he got the Quorum Court to hire Sam Payton for him, so Sam just come out of law school. He had more pull on him, but I do not remember how long the orders was or anything, but that's how it split up to start with.
Goose Browell, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anybody else got any questions? Tell me, did you satisfied with your answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna call Chris later tonight and talk to him about it.
Are we going to do business now?
You're ready, Chris.
All right. Let's go to new business, Ms. Dawn.
Ordinance 2143, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to transfer funds between offices. Article 1, whereas clerical error was made when paying an invoice to computer repair service in which the amount of $275.63 was taken from the computer support line of the clerk's office instead of the assessor's office. Therefore, the following transfer needs to be done. 1,105, 3102, computer support assessor's office, 275.63 subtract. 1,102, 3102, computer support clerk's office, 275.63 add. Article 3, this ordinance is here enacted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore it is effective immediately.
Motion.
Got a motion by Brady,
Second.
got a second by Marty. Right here's an example right here, Miss Kathy, that I was talking about, but that's just an example. Anybody got anything else to say about this one?
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood.
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon,
Yes.
Justice Nichols.
Yes.
Thank you.
What was that ordinance number?
I'm sorry,
Yep, number of that ordinance?
it was 43.
It was what?
43. Ordinance 2021-44, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to refund property taxes for 2019 paid in error by CoreLogic Mortgage Company. Article 1, a refund shall be issued to the CoreLogic Real Estate Tax Services, P.O. Box 9202, Cuthbert, Texas 75019, by the Marion County Treasurer. Flip and roll. 945.38, subtract. County General, 129.86, subtract. County Library, 23.37, subtract. County Roads full, 77.92, subtract. Other taxes, 19.33, subtract. Total of $1,195.86. This ordinance is here enacted an appropriation ordinance, and therefore it is effective immediately.
Motion.
You got a motion? You got a second by Mr. James?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the.
You got a motion by Brady? And you got a second by James?
We're all sitting here freezing, we had to get the temperature up.
Yeah, I'm sweating. Anybody got anything they want to talk about this one?
Justice White?
Yes.
Justice Underwood?
Yes.
Justice Madden?
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Brigham?
Yes.
Justice Scrimmah?
Yes.
Justice Nichols?
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren?
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 2021-45, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to amend ordinance 2018-4, the Marion County Personnel Policy. Article 1, Section 9, amend to read that the timesheets need to be returned to the comptroller, not the clerk's office. Article 2, additional requirements out from page 10 needs to be amended to read that the paychecks could be held by the comptroller. Article 3, emergency clause, this ordinance is needed to necessitate a safe workplace and environment for employees and citizens of Marion County. Therefore, an emergency is hereby declared, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon passage.
Motion.
You got a motion?
Second.
Got a second by Marty? Anybody need to talk about this?
Justice Underwood?
Oh.
I'm
You
sorry.
got a question?
Just a question on Article 2, paycheck could be held by the comptroller, should that be controlled by? Held could be many things, that's the only thing I'm saying.
I'm sorry, say that again.
The way it reads, additional requirements from page 10 needs to be amended to read that paychecks could be held by the comptroller. Should that be changed to controlled by?
To what?
Controlled by?
I can't hear what
He
you're
said,
saying.
he said, does it need to be controlled by the comptroller, still helped? He said help could mean a lot
I
of
was
things.
just copying what it already says and just took out the clerk's name and put the comptroller. Because we missed that when we did the overview last time.
But I think, Judge, he makes a valid point. Being held, does that mean because there's a problem with the paycheck so the comptroller can hold it? Or does it mean she's physically holding them?
I think it makes both. If there's a
Without
problem, she
having
can hold
page
it.
10 in front of me, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a valid question.
Anyone else?
Justice Underwood?
Yes.
Justice Madden?
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Brigham?
Yes.
Justice Scrimmah?
Yes.
Justice Nichols?
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren?
Yes.
Justice White?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. This is 2146, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and numbers and compensation ordinance 2021-4 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Article 1, whereas the final budget ordinance for 2021 was approved, the Fund $3569,0600 library grant was not included. There was a balance of $1,125.71 at the end of 2020, which needs to be appropriated into this fund after the fund is created. $3569,600 library grant, $3569,600 2001 general office supplies, $1,125.71. Add. This is an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second?
Got a second by Mike. Anybody need to talk about that one?
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. We have 4 different ordinances for the prosecuting attorney with varying differences. I don't know how to proceed with that.
Yeah, I just do the one that he wants to pick out and do it and throw the rest of them out. I mean, we're not gonna sit here all night going through ordinances to get a raise.
I need to explain why I did what I did. Did the members of the budget committee, did Joyce forward an email to you?
No. I didn't get one.
I didn't get it.
I sent Joyce an email and asked her to send it to the members of the budget committee, because after I talked to the budget committee and sat down and looked at the figures, there were 2 things that I noticed. Because my employees did the COVID thing, these proposed raises do not come out of county general funds. There is enough money in the salary line item, and it's just moving money to cover the Social Security and retirement matching. And these are not actually nominal funds. Plus, the other error that I discovered that I'm going to bring to the Quorum Court's attention is in the Victim Witness Fund, which is, what is it? 3025. That one was not submitted by me. Originally, it was submitted by someone not in the prosecutor's office who no longer works for the county. And it appropriated way too much money in that salary. It was not the actual salary. So since it's already appropriated, it doesn't matter. We don't have to take any money out of general funds. It's just moving money. But I did want to let the Quorum Court know that I did discover that that was not the way we were told to have it done. And it's done in my regular office, but it is not done that way in the Victim Witness Coordinator Fund. What I would like and would be the 2 ordinances that Claudia had talked about at the budget meeting. Again, one is a 50-cent raise, one is a $1.50 raise. Obviously, the $1.50 is for the much longer employed person in the prosecutor's office. Again, none of these are going to cost the money anything out of county general. And on the Victim Witness Coordinator, even if we pass this, we are going to spend a year with a plus of still $8,000 in that line item alone, let alone any other carryover. So those were the 2 that I would propose. And the reason that I separated and did 4 of them is that there was discussions of 25 or 50 cents for one and $1 and $1.50 for one. And because I would like these raises to be passed and go into effect immediately, I was going to give as many options to the Quorum Court as I could. So the ones I would like to submit are the ones that Claudia had suggested at the meeting.
Which are the old rate of $12.50 is now $13, and the old rate of $13 is now $14.50.
Yes,
Right.
and I'm glad you mentioned that because the Quorum Court wants transparency. So I have what the old rate is, what the new rate is, and directs the comptroller to move the money if you pass the ordinance.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I'm sure there's plenty I want to talk about, but that's all I wanted to do on this.
Motion.
I haven't read it yet.
Motion to read them, motion to read these two by title only,
Okay.
since you just did a presentation.
I'll second that.
Okay. This is to read by title only. Justice Mann, did you want just?
I want to make a motion to read the, both of these
Okay.
by title only.
Okay, Justice Madden?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay. Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Brigham?
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon?
Yes.
Justice Nichols?
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren?
Yes.
Justice White?
Yes.
Justice Underwood?
Yes.
Okay. This is 2147, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget ordinance 2021 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Article 1, redistribute money in the amount of $128.64 and $1,416 prosecuting attorney personal services as follows.
You gonna read it just by the title?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I got started. Okay. anyway.
Motion.
Okay. page
Second.
We got a motion, now a second.
I'm glad you said something.
Anybody need to talk about these before we get started? I think we're jumping the gun here a little bit.
I think Chris was trying to play us.
Yeah, he thought he was still in
You know,
court.
he thought maybe we'd get a little more.
Yeah, he more if he threw a jacket at us. Go ahead, Ms. Don.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham.
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon,
Yes.
Justice Nichols.
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood.
Yes.
Okay. This is 2148, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, in order to be entitled an ordinance amending the annual operating budget ordinance 2021 form for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas.
Motion.
You got a motion?
Second.
You got a second for it? Anybody need to talk about this one?
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon,
Yes.
Justice Nichols.
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood.
Yes.
Justice Madden.
Yes.
Thank you. It's gonna be 2149. Be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, Marion County, State of Arkansas, in order to establish a special fund to be called the American Rescue Plan Fund and to declare an emergency. Article 1, affirmation. It comes before this court that there is a need to establish a special revenue fund on the books for the Marion of the county to track the revenues, expenditures, and/or appropriated transfers of federal assistance through the American Rescue Plan Act. This court recognizes and affirms the need for such a fund to properly account for and control all such revenues received and expenditures made in compliance with all applicable laws and guidance from the U.S. Treasury. Article 2, establishment of fund. There is hereby created on the books of the Marion County Treasurer and on the books of the Marion County Comptroller a special revenue fund to be known as the American Rescue Plan Fund with the fund number of 3046 as assigned by the Arkansas Legislative Audit. The revenue code for the federal fund assistance through the ARP Act is assigned by legislative audit is 777112, federal coronavirus relief. Article 3, operation of fund. The American Rescue Plan Fund is subject to all of the normal county budgeting, appropriation, and expenditure regulations of the Arkansas Code Annotated Title 14 and the County Financial Management System implemented in accordance with 1421-101. Funds must be used only in accordance with guidelines issued by the U.S. Treasury concerning the legal expenditures of revenues received pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, PL 11-2, which established the federal coronavirus, state and federal and local fiscal recovery fund. Proper records and documentations must be maintained for federal audit purposes. Emergency clause. It is found by this court that the deposit of the federal assistance funds from the American Rescue Plan Act are imminent, making it necessary to establish the American Plan Fund in order to be able to properly track the revenue, appropriated expenditures, and/or appropriated transfers. Therefore, the emergency is declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from the date of passage and approval.
You have a motion?
I didn't hear the motion. Oh,
Brady's, I don't know who seconded it first. Mike? Anybody need to talk about this?
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Thank you. This is ordinance 2021-50. Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and numbers of compensation ordinance 2021-4 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas the Marion County judge is requesting funds from the sales tax, solid waste recycling fund 1802, and transfer station waste tire fund 3501 for construction of canopy over compacting equipment. Now therefore be ordained by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, that Article 1, the county treasurer is hereby authorized to transfer $32,617.34 from the transfer state waste fund, tire fund 3501 into sales tax, solid waste recycling fund 1802. Article 2, the comptroller is hereby authorized to make the following new appropriations from unappropriated money in the amount of $37,161 in 1802 sales tax solid waste recycling fund as follows. 1802 700 sales tax solid waste. 1802 700 $3,900 professional services. $10,625.86 add. 1802 700 $4,003 improvements. $26,535.14 add. Article 3, this ordinance herein is acted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
You got a motion by Brady?
Second.
You second that, Grant? Rick, oh, Rick, yeah, sorry, Rick. Anybody need to talk about this one?
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols.
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham.
Yes.
Thank you. I gotta get a drink of water. This is ordinance 2021-51, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and numbers and compensation ordinance 21-4 for calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas a check for the grant has been received for the Oakland Promised Land Fire Protection District for Marion County in the amount of $8,490 per receipt, 27/8/48, dated June 7, 21. Therefore, raise anticipated revenues in 3561 Open Promise Land State Grant, $8,490, and appropriate as follows. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Marion County that Article 1, the comptroller is hereby authorized to make the following reappropriations: $8,490 from the appropriating unappropriated money in the amount of $8,490 from 3561 Open Promise Land State Grant as follows. From 3561 Open Promise Land Fire Department Rural Grant Community Grant for $8,490, subtract 3561 402 Oakland Promise and State Grant 3651 502 2002 small equipment $8,490 add. Article 2, this ordinance is herein acted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
You got a motion?
Second.
Yeah, second by Mike. Anybody need to talk about this one?
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon.
Yes.
Thank you. This is ordinance 2021-52. Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget numbers and compensation ordinance 2021-4 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas the Marion County Judge is requesting funds from the Sales Tax County Road Fund 1801 for road project in the county and state aid projects. Whereas there are sufficient funds available in the state Sales Tax County Road Fund for said transfer. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, that Article 1, the county treasurer is hereby authorized to transfer $85,000 from Sales Tax County Road Fund 1801 to County Road Fund 2000. Article 2, the comptroller is hereby authorized to make the following reappropriations: $85,000 for appropriating unappropriated money in the amount of $85,000 from 1801 Sales Tax County Road as follows. From 1801 Sales Tax County Road, $85,000 subtract to 2,200 Road Department, 2,230 repair reseal road services, $70,000. Add 2,200 4,008 state aid highway project, $15,000. Add Article 4. This ordinance is here enacted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
You got a motion? Yeah, second by James. Motion to break. Anybody need to talk about this?
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon,
Yes.
Justice Nichols.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 2153. Um, 53, be enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and numbers and compensation ordinance 2021-4 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas the Marion County Coroner is requesting funds from the Coronavirus Relief Fund 1005 for FEMA disaster pouches, body bags purchased and used for the COVID test, to which he responded. Whereas the Ralph Cady Fire Department is requesting funds from the Coronavirus Fund 1005 for supplies that were purchased for use in dealing with coronavirus pandemic. Whereas there are sufficient funds available from the Coronavirus Relief Fund for said transfer. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Marion County that Article 1, the county treasurer is hereby